Thank you for the honor of letting me be here today. My name is Stephen Day. I'm Vice Chair of the Gwinnett Board of Registration and Elections. I'm really here more for informational purposes. Number one, as you've heard everybody else, please register. Please get out and vote. Dewey said you need to turn out, but you do need to register. I'm looking at some statistics here, and I'll just give you briefly that we don't keep statistics by religion, but we do have by ethnic category. And it shows a little under 6% of the registered voters in Gwinnett County are from the Asian population. And I've been told the Asian population might be about 40%, 45% Muslim. So there's 23,000 roughly registered, so that means there's somewhere between 10 and 12,000 Muslims registered in Gwinnett County right now. I would say doing the math, looking at some census data of those that aren't registered in the Asian communities, probably another 5,000 to 12,000 Muslims living in Gwinnett that are of voting age, that are citizens that aren't registered. So I would encourage you to notify your friends that aren't registered to get out and do it. There's several ways to do it. If you have a Georgia's driver's license, you can do it right now where you're sitting. You can whip it out, go to myvoterpage.com. It's a site by the Secretary of State of Georgia. It's called My Voter Page, or mvp.sos.ga.com. You can go to that and you can register to vote, or you can register a friend right there if they have a current Georgia's driver's license. You can also go to the Gwinnett County website, to the general Gwinnett County government website, hit that. There's an elections block there, hit that, and then you can see the list about how the process to go through and register. So I encourage everybody to do that. The last day to register before the presidential election is October 11th. And I just want to remind you, there are 3 different ways you can vote. One you can do by absentee ballot. You can send in a request right now. The absentee ballots will be mailed 45 days before the election, or anytime thereafter, whenever you send in your application. I would say if you're going to do an absentee ballot that's by mail, don't wait till 3 days before the election to do it. I would say 2 weeks out is a safe time to do it, given the time it takes to send in the application, the time to process, which is about 3 days, and then mail it back. Then there's another way called absentee in person. That's the other name for that is early voting. That's where we have sites set up around the county where you can show up a couple of weeks before the election. Actually, it starts 3 weeks before the election. The first 2 weeks are at the county registrar's office, and that's at 455 Grayson Highway. That's basically, if you know downtown Lawrenceville, it's Highway 20 headed toward Grayson right after it crosses Highway 24. It's in what I call a Kroger shopping center. It's a big office there, and a lot of people do vote early there. It's during normal business hours, 8 to 5. Then the last week, starting Saturday, October 29th, and going through November 4th, excluding the Sunday in between, there will be early voting at that office plus 7 other sites around the county from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And those sites are Bogan Park Community Recreation Center, the DeCula Park Activity Building, the George Pierce Park Community Recreation Center, the Lenore Park Activity Room, the Lucky Shoals Park Community Recreation Center, Mountain Park Activity Building, and the Shorty Howell Park Activity Building. So there's several, and then of course election day is November 8th. If you want to wait till that Tuesday to vote, then that opportunity is there. Anyway, I just wanted to pass on that information. I would like to say, in regards to the charge that we were given, I endorse wholeheartedly Congressman Johnson's thought about bridge building. I'm active in the Gwinnett Democratic Party, and some research I've done, it's out there for anybody to see, shows that there's really 2 motivators in people in elections. One is fear, and one is logic. Now, there is a bias, and I don't want to get too partisan here, but there's a reason why Trump talks fear. He's trying to mobilize people because they're scared. They see change. And there's evidence that when people have that side of their brain that's more dominant, the fear-based side of their brain more dominant, if they haven't been exposed during their life to different cultures, to people from different walks, different faiths, different points of view, then when they see somebody that's like that, they react in a very tribalistic fashion. They're fighting to defend their worldview. And that's what we're up against. So the concept, especially here in the South, you got to understand the South we didn't have this immigration that a lot of other parts of the world, parts of the country did, like the Northeast and the West Coast and even the Midwest has. It's just the last 50 years in my lifetime. When I was in elementary school, the unusual people that weren't white Protestant Christians, we had one Catholic and one Jewish person, and no people of color. So that shows you, and that was just in DeKalb County, right down the road here. So that shows you how far we've come. So I love my brothers and sisters. Do what you can to export the love, to show people that you're a human being, that you're no different from anybody else. And that's the best way to battle this hate and ignorance. Thank you very much.